Hello, Millionaire Visionaries. I'm here with Bolutiwi, and we are going to do some EFT tapping that's relevant to what we were talking about on the summit. So, for those of you who might not have seen it, we talked a lot about different blocks and ways that we get in our own way and things and how to get out of our own way. And today we're just going to do a round of EFT tapping so that you can get hands-on with this and feel a little bit of this technique in action, because I think the subject that you decided you wanted to do is going to be something that helps anybody. So what would you like to tap on today, Bolutiwi?
I would love to tap on just being a master self-saboteur, not showing up consistently when it comes to really showing up and serving and selling. So I would
Mhm.
do it in spurts and then I would stop, do it in spurts and then I would stop. And I know that it's not coming, like I shared with you, from a lack of feeling I'm not able to serve women at a high level. I'm clear about that. So that's not where I believe it's coming from. However, there's just something about really truly embracing the sales process, the showing up, the serving, the asking, but in a systematic and consistent manner. And I believe that will definitely support me. And I trust supports so many women who are listening.
Yes. So when you're in the flow, things are feeling good, you're showing up, you're selling, you're doing your thing, then what tends to happen for you?
Hmm. So I suppose what came up for me, so I'm just going to go with the flow, is I tell myself, oh, I don't really like this sales cycles and going into launch mode and writing all the copy. These are the stories I tell myself. I'm not really enjoying it. I just wish I could show up and coach somebody. Right. And so, and then I don't. It's really interesting. And I guess it's deeper than that, but that's exactly what happens.
Is there any kind of like upper limit sort of thing happening where um like a problem like breaking through or getting stuck at a certain area when it comes to the earning or the business growth?
That's a great question. No is what came up.
Okay.
I'm not conscious anyway of an upper limiting. And I'll tell you this may support or not, but I also know that for example, I also do investments because I love abundance and wealth and I support people with that as well. So, for example, if you said to me, Bolutiwi, come and invest and you're going to get 1,000,000% return on your investment, I wouldn't say, oh, that's too much, or that's not fair. I'm like, bring it on. It's really
Bring
not.
it on.
I have no issues with the investments I've made, and it just basically clicks, and I receive it every week, and it's nothing I'm doing, and easy, no issues there either. So I'm pretty curious about this thing about in the me giving of myself. Oh, something's coming up now, where I'm coaching, and it's me giving a service, and I'm finding ways to, as you said, not keep the growth, right? So I grow,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, there's something there.
So even though you're perfectly capable, and I'm sure you're an amazing coach and you provide a lot of value, perhaps there's a part that's still not feeling good enough
Hmm. Hmm.
or worthy.
Worthy. Hmm. You know what came up?
I'd love to know.
What came up as you said that was, oh, I think coaching comes to me like I'm breathing. It truly is that easy for me to coach. And I love it so much. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, is there any part of me that, no, what came up right now is fear of rejection. I'm just going with
Okay.
this as it's coming up.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. I love the way that you're kind of really feeling into it.
I'm feeling
Um,
into it. Like, was it like I think, oh, I shouldn't be paid for a gift? No, that's not it. That I would have been BSing there.
so
No.
is there guilt at all about like I'm charging for this thing that like comes to me like water out of a faucet?
No,
Okay, good.
I like receiving money for. Do you know why I like receiving money? Actually, because I know that that also facilitates at some level the transformation. So that's not it. But I think
Yeah.
there's fear of rejection just came up. So I'm speaking it out.
Okay. So how do you feel when somebody on a sales call or whatever says no?
Hmm.
I'm not sure how you market your coaching, but I'm assuming that there's some kind of one-on-one calls or some kind of correspondence of that nature.
So how do I feel? Disappointed, sometimes disappointed.
Okay. So if you stop the process and you don't do sales calls, then you don't have to feel disappointed. You'll find other ways to feel disappointed, though, is the end game there, because
Oh,
then you'll be disappointed that you're not making sales.
I'm laughing, but so true. Like so true.
Oh, we
So
we do a lot of
disappointed.
laughing at the really obvious yet totally hidden things that come up when we're figuring this stuff out, and I love
I
it.
need to write that one down. I know. I was just tuning into it. Disappointment. I was thinking, was there anything else that I feel? Mm. Ooh. What came up was unloved. Mm. Ooh, shivers.
Any idea where that comes from for you?
Oh, somebody said no. Why would I feel unloved? Mm. So what came up again was it said no. So it's almost like a judgment. It's almost like a criticism. So maybe it goes back to what you said before. Am I somehow subconsciously hearing you're not good enough?
Yeah.
Oh, this is all new stuff, so this is
Mhm.
good.
Let's dig into this. We've got enough for like an entire session, more than just a round, but we'll see what we can condense into one round and really see what we can powerfully make happen. So when you think about this stuff that we've kind of rounded up, it's self-sabotage, it's fear of rejection, it's
Mm.
the judgment, the inner critic, the feeling unloved. And you were to think on a scale of 0 to 10, where 10 is like the most you could feel those things in a negative way, and 0 is like, I don't feel any of those things. I am just free to go do my thing. I'm not going to get stuck in this cycle. Life is good. It's all good. Where are you on that scale?
I'll say 10.
Okay, so pretty high.
Yeah, because I don't
All
do
right.
it, so it must be high enough.
Okay. Are you in that freeze cycle right now, like where you're not like doing the things, or are you doing things?
No, I'm in the free cycle. I'm avoiding certain parts of my business. I'm doing certain things, and I'm just avoiding certain parts of my business.
All right. So this is just gonna be like follow the leader. You're just gonna tap where I tap and say what I say,
Okay.
and we'll see what kind of shift we can get. I will preface this by saying what we're working on is a lot of very subconscious stuff, and
Mhm.
it's things that like we'll get a few layers probably peeled back here, but it's not like at the end of the session you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm good now. Like it's when you meet that situation the next time, or when you start to dig into writing copy or thinking about doing, reaching out to people or whatever. That's when those subtle differences will kind of hit you. So, unlike working on, I don't know, like a muscle pain or a headache or something where it's like, it's already taken care of, this isn't going to show up in that same obvious way. It's going to be more subtle. So,
Okay.
all right, take a nice deep breath in through your nose, hold it for a moment, and then breathe out through your mouth. Just feel yourself sitting in your chair with your feet on the ground here in this moment, doing this tapping together. And for anybody who's listening to this recording, please write down your number too. We can often, think we're going to remember it at the end, but a lot of times we'll talk ourselves out of it, or we'll say, oh, it wasn't that bad, because at the end, it's not that bad. So write your number down and make sure we can revisit it at the end. I've got yours taken care of for you. All right, here we go. Even though I'm avoiding parts of my business,
even though I'm avoiding parts of my business,
avoiding growing into my full potential.
avoiding growing into my full potential.
I want to love, accept, and forgive myself.
Mhm. I want to love, accept, and forgive myself.
Even though it brings up a lot of unpleasant feelings.
Even though it brings up a lot of unpleasant feelings.
That I'd rather not have pop up for me.
That I'd rather not have pop up for me.
I honor the complexity of these feelings and accept myself anyway.
I honor the complexity of these feelings and accept myself anyway.
And even though I feel like I'm really self-sabotaging myself at times.
And even though I feel like I'm really self-sabotaging myself at times,
I'm open to the idea that I can love and accept myself anyway.
I'm open to the idea that I can love and accept myself anyway.
All of this self-sabotage when it comes to showing up in my business.
All of the self-sabotage when it comes to showing up in my business.
If you want to open, yeah, I go to the head part. Yeah, we're going to go through the different points now. I really feel like there's this cycle going on.
I really feel like there's a cycle going on
Where I keep getting in my own way.
where I keep getting in my own way.
Where I'm resistant to the very things I need to do to level up.
Where I'm resistant to the very things I need to do to level up.
And I keep giving my brain all of these ideas.
And I keep giving my brain all of these ideas.
I'll tell it that I don't enjoy this part of my business.
I'll tell it that I don't enjoy this part of my business.
That I really don't feel like writing copy.
That I really don't feel like writing copy.
That I don't feel like doing sales right now.
That I don't feel like doing sales right now.
And magically, it finds ways for me to avoid them.
it finds ways for me to avoid them.
And all of a sudden, I'm not doing any of those things.
And all of a sudden, I'm not doing any of those things.
Because I've told my brain that they're threatening.
Because I've told my brain that they're threatening.
And that I don't like them.
And that I don't like them.
And it's listening to me.
And it's listening to me.
You know what?
You know what?
It'll listen if I give it a different message also.
It'll listen if I give it a different message also.
If I meet the day with a positive question.
If I meet the day with a positive question.
Such as, what would it take for me to get into the groove with my sales routine today?
Such as, what will it take for me to get into the groove with my sales routine today?
If I start the day with that, I'll actually find answers to that question.
If I start the day with that, I'd actually find answers to that question.
Instead of continuing to find answers that keep me separate from those activities.
Instead of continuing to find answers that keep me separate from those activities.
But underneath of it all, I'm really, really scared of being rejected.
I'm really, really scared of being rejected.
And so I tell my brain that I don't like all of the things that could put me on that path.
And so I tell myself that I don't like all the things that will put me on that path.
Because sometimes when I'm in the sales cycle and really working in my business,
because sometimes when I'm in the sales cycle and really working in my business,
I have to face those feelings that I still have of being unloved.
I have to face those feelings that I still have of being unloved.
Those feelings I have that I am not enough.
Those feelings I have that I'm not enough.
That judgment that I put upon myself.
That judgment that I put upon myself.
And my brain and my subconscious are doing everything that they can to make sure I don't have to feel that way.
And my brain and my subconscious are doing everything that they can to make sure that I don't have to feel that way.
I'm just honoring that part of me that has been protecting me from those feelings that hurt so much.
I'm just honoring that part of me that has been protecting me from those feelings that hurt so much.
And opening up to the idea that I don't need that protection anymore.
And opening up to the idea that I don't need that protection anymore.
That I'm capable of handling those feelings and allowing those emotions to move.
That I'm capable of handling those feelings and allowing those emotions to move.
Sides of the fingers. With love, acceptance,
With love, acceptance,
tolerance.
tolerance,
Skip to the pinky, and understanding.
and understanding.
Back of the hand between the ring finger and the pinky. I now forgive, I now forgive, I now forgive.
I now forgive, I now forgive, I now forgive.
And I call my power back into my body.
And I call my power back into my body.
It is safe to show up in my business and allow my full potential to shine.
It is safe to show up in my business and allow my full potential to shine.
All right, take a nice deep inhale again, Bolutiwi. And exhale. How are you feeling now? What came up for you during that tapping?
um, mm. I think there was something you said about feelings of being unloved and how this is the way it's showing up, right? This is the way it's telling me, hey, you get to address me, you get to see me, you get to hear me, right? Otherwise, I probably would not listen. Knowing myself, but this matters, right? So that was like, ooh. And I'm going to watch the video again, but there were moments, I don't know whether you heard me, I was like, huh. And at those moments, there
I
was
did. I
some,
love that you were contemplating it. There was also a little, I had some disconnect and some, I don't know if it was the connectivity or whatever. Hopefully it recorded well, but
oh yeah,
I missed you a couple of times. But yeah,
I heard you
so
all the way through. I heard you all the
good,
way
good,
through.
good, good. So if you were to reassess that 0 to 10 again, where do you feel like you are when you think about your ability to get out of your way with the self-sabotage and the avoidance of those feelings and those activities?
I'd say 3.
Great. Great. The 70% shift in like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I'd say 3. I didn't, when you were saying don't expect, I was like, she doesn't know me. I shift very quickly.
People do, some people don't. And some people like to hold on to their stuff and some people are cool letting it go.
Like,
I kind of thought you might have a good shift, but you know, because you've been through so many different things already, and I'm sure you've tried a lot of different modalities, and you seem to have you're in tune with yourself a lot. I could tell just by the way that you were asking your questions. It was almost like you were kind of doing like an intuitive muscle testing to just kind of see what's going on inside. So yeah, I'm not surprised. But without getting like to the root, like there's obviously like there's layers under there. Like if I was working with you in a session, we would be going deeper into what's behind the unloved, what's behind the
mm,
disappointment, what's behind the judgment and all of that kind of stuff,
mm,
because getting to the bottom of those things is where you get to the point where they don't show up anymore versus getting triggered next time you go through this cycle.
deep. That was awesome. Honestly, it's
Oh,
I love these body techniques, to be honest. Like it saves us
you're amazing.
years of talking, right?
Yes. Yes. Well, thank you so much for tapping with me. And for all of you who tapped along, I always love to hear from people. Feel free to drop me an email, Theresa@theresalearlevine.com, and let me know how this worked for you and what shifted, maybe what your before and after numbers were. And I would imagine you love hearing from people too. If you want to share your email address so that people can reach out to you, that would be great as well.
Oh, I'd love to hear your shifts. And if you have the same issue, my email address is bolutiwi@magniessence.com, but you probably will find it somewhere. But honestly,
Yes,
share if this was of support to you, that would make me super happy.
absolutely. And thank you all for tapping along with us. Have an awesome day.